power, but we need to be influential. Okay, next.
So our next session is going to be our guided reading section. So we recently began our program where we've been doing these guided reading sessions, not only with local volunteers, but also with volunteers globally and virtually. And today, the person who will be guiding our guided reading is actually from Washington, D.C. in the U.S. This is Sister Zhang Xuling. And her PowerPoint, honestly, I was looking at it and it is so wonderful. So let us welcome her for today's session. So this is Sister Zhang Xuling. Okay, thank you. Dharma Master Zheng Yin, Masters at the Abode, everyone in the audience, and everyone globally. Good day to everyone. I am Xuling from Washington, D.C. What I want to share with everyone today, the topic is to maintain our original aspirations and direction. We know that Tzu Chi is an organization for charity, but somewhere also where we're learning about Buddhist teachings. And we know that some of the fundamental tenets of Buddhism is to have faith, to make aspiration, and to take action. So to be a disciple of Buddha is to have faith in the purpose of the Buddha coming to the world, which was to guide sentient beings onto the Bodhisattva path. And in that way, we can reach out with our helping hands to help suffering beings. Just like in Tzu Chi, not only are we only inspired to help others, but it's also important for us to inspire others to help even more people, to bring more of us together to walk on the Bodhisattva path and help others. We have seen recently, for example, the war in Ukraine. How can we help these people who are suffering so much? It is to awaken the compassion, the boundless compassion in each of our hearts, and to be diligent in each of our actions and our steps to do those things which help the beings all around the world. Recently, we've seen that with the Ukrainian war, tens of millions of people have lost their homes. It's even more important right now for us to awaken the love in our heart and to connect more people into this effort to help those in need. Now let's listen to some teachings from Dharma Master Zheng Yin. There are so many people that we need to help, and sometimes we don't even understand their language. But despite this, if somebody who's in need, if you can give them some warm clothes when they're cold, something like this can make such a difference in someone's life, just that one moment. And that is to expand the realm of our love. I remember one time I was in Florida for disaster relief, and there was somebody who had been a reporter for 20 years, and she had interviewed very many charity organizations, but the love and care of Tzu Chi truly, truly touched her, and she was actually even in tears seeing the work that Tzu Chi had done. And she had talked about how she wanted to also join in helping Tzu Chi. So we know that our medical volunteers and medical staff are so important in guarding our health and our lives. And Master often tells our medical staff that we must uphold love with respect and to protect life, and to be sincere in our love to protect suffering beings. So thank you to these medical volunteers for guarding our lives and our health. And especially during this pandemic, thank you to all of our medical staff for standing firmly in their roles and sacrificing of themselves to protect the front lines and guard all of us. During the pandemic, the medical team also developed what we call the Jingsi herbal tea, which has enabled Tzu Chi volunteers all around the world to help those in need. At this point, we've been able to deliver this herbal tea to more than 42 different regions and countries. Master often tells us that the plants and natural resources of the world each have their functions and abilities, and actually there's probably many that we still have not discovered yet. So we hope that more people can continue conducting research to learn about these wonders and these functions that haven't been discovered yet. So we've all heard Master teaching us the importance of taking inventory of our lives, and which means to reflect upon our lives. What we want to do is not only to develop our intelligence and our knowledge, but also our wisdom and our wisdom life. So to reflect upon our lives is to almost like build a memory of our wisdom life. And then we have our documentation volunteers, our mission of humanistic culture that documents these inventories of our lives. And in this way, this becomes valuable history to be shared with current generation and future generations. Tzu Chi has inspired many people to walk amongst others and to walk the Bodhisattva path. Buddhism is not just about Dharma masters sharing the teachings of Dharma with others, but every one of us as a Bodhisattva has the ability to help others. Our culinary volunteers, for example, provide much needed sustenance, and that is in a way sharing Dharma in its own way. Adopting plant-based diets or participating in sutra performances are also all means to purify our minds and bodies. Master often talks about brother Xie Rongkun of the company Daceng Metals, who shares not only the love in his heart with others, but also has been generous in sharing his resources. And actually, let's listen to a segment here. This is about that same brother Xie Rongkun we talked about a moment ago. Thank you for Master's teaching. Dharma Master Zhang Yin has mentioned that the path of Tzu Chi is to always have gratitude in our hearts to awaken the Buddha nature in each of our hearts, and with great love, to give without asking for anything in return. With the right principles and understanding, our path and our actions will naturally be in the right direction. Sometimes we may see situations that seem like we're faced with a barren and lifeless landscape, with circumstances that seem like they have no hope. But in these times, it's important for us to invite others to join hands with us and lay down a path where one doesn't already exist. And laying this path, it's important to pave the path in the right direction. I remember during my certification ceremony in Taiwan, as I was participating in the circumambulation ceremony, there was a moment when Dharma Master Zhang Xuling actually came up behind me and had said that our footsteps must follow those in front of us, or actually to follow closely, because if each of us miss, or if our angles are just a little bit off, then the entire line in the formation will start going in the right direction. So this is why it's so important to always maintain and keep the right direction. So thank you very much. So Sister Zhang, I'm sure, did not seem nervous at all. She was very clear and concise in her presentation. So let us give her a round of applause to show her our appreciation. We've received your love. Let's pan the audience over here to show Sister Xuling our love. Thank you very much. I'm sure today that in the preparation of just these 10 minutes of sharing, she must have taken a lot of time preparing. Next week, we'll also have our the team in the US that does what we call these weekly poetic summaries, if you will, rhythmic summaries, also sharing a few stories of their own. So let's look forward to that. We often tell you, you don't have to be very good at something to begin, but you must begin to start getting better at something.